Good morning from Raceday at Dakar 2024 to Ross Branch, the Kalahari Ferrari, the Botswana superstar. Ross, thank you so much for taking time out in your morning, and welcome to Raceday. You've got to be a happy boy today.
Hey guys, how's it going? Thanks so much for having me on the show. It's been an interesting morning so far as well. It's rest day, and the mechanics obviously have to get busy after our crazy last couple of stages. But happy to be here one piece. Happy to have the bike in one piece, and looking forward to a long second week.
How's the bike going? You've either been first or second overall right from the beginning. Clearly, the Hero has got some speed and reliability in it.
It's been an incredible year. The guys have been working so hard at developing the bike and fixing the small issues that we had last Dakar. So it's been amazing. The bike is performing just as well as the other manufacturers, and we've worked hard. We've done over 13,000 kilometers this past year in Namibia to try and get everything up to date and be competitive as we can. And the bike has been incredible, and the team has been amazing. So really happy at the moment, really strong, and really proud of what the team have done in such a short space of time, and we up there. So the goal was just to survive the first week, and we've done that, and the bike's here and in one piece, so happy.
Ross, tell me something. Obviously now you're the last Hero standing. Is the team or the whole factory setup of Hero, are they putting all their resources into your Dakar win aspirations?
Yeah, definitely. It's actually kind of strange. We've got a team of 28 people and one rider, so it's chaotic. There's so many guys working on one bike, and the whole team is pushing just for one rider now. So it's a little bit strange, and it's a little bit of a weird feeling. But yeah, nothing's changed strategically, and nothing's changed in what we want the outcome to be. So everything's working well, and like I say, everybody's all happy and smiles around here. The teammates are getting better, the ones that did crash, so we're all happy about that. And obviously, the unfortunate withdrawal from Raceday yesterday was a big setback for us. But the journey continues, the adventure continues, and we've just got to make sure that we don't jump off the bus anywhere now. So we just got to carry on going and keep our heads down, keep our focus on what we're here to do, and make sure that we cross the finish line now.
So with regards to, you said previously that the main goal was just to survive the first week. The top three now are all separated within 10 minutes. Is there added pressure now going to that final stage? Because obviously now it's time to shine.
Yeah, it's going to be hectic, without a doubt. I think everybody's now putting the hammer down for the second week, and the plan was never to win the first stage and to lead the Dakar at all until now, the second week. So obviously we're in a better position that we thought we were going to be in, and we've managed the race relatively well, and we haven't made huge mistakes that have cost us, and huge silly mistakes. So yeah, we're happy at the moment. It's gonna be a hectic second week for sure. There's a lot of withdrawals this year, without a doubt. I think there's only 10 Rally GP riders left. So we just got to keep a cool, calm, and collected head, and just try my best. That's every day I've been trying to go my best, and just not push the limits and not go try too hard. Stage 3 or stage 4, I had some big crashes, and that was just a wake-up call. So I've just got to stay on the bike, and what will be will be. I've trained hard, I've worked hard. The team has put everything they can into it. So we've just got to make sure that we go and give it our best shot.
Ross, have you got a preferred position on the road? Does opening the road bother you, or are you totally comfortable with it?
No, it bothers me a lot. Being out in front in the Saudi desert is a feeling you cannot describe, and you don't see anybody for hundreds and hundreds of kilometers, including other riders. And then when you do get lost, you start getting a bit scared. When you're in the middle of Saudi Arabia, you don't know which way to go. But yeah, it's not a huge issue, but obviously you don't want to lead out. I mean, Ricky's leading now overall, and he hasn't won a stage, so he's looking really strong. So I think between him and Nacho and Van Beveren just thrown into the mix now, the guys are ready to put the hammer down. So it's going to be a super tough week, and obviously we don't want to really open the road because there's a good chance you can lose 20 to 30 minutes in a heartbeat. So the one day I did open the road, I lost quite a bit of time, and we made a big navigational mistake, but luckily Ricky was with me and we both made the mistake together, so that saved us a little bit. But yeah, it's definitely between 5th and 8th is where you want to start, and make sure that you got a few lines down just to make sure that you don't have to double check yourself with the navigation.
And when you're riding in a group, there's time bonuses. How can you, I've tried to educate myself. Can you try and explain in relatively simple terms how the time bonuses work for the leading bikes?
Yeah, it's it's changed over the last year. The past year was a bit unfair with the time bonuses when you opened out, but now basically what it is the first rider will get 1 second per kilometer added onto his time to help him open the road. And if you're within a group, so if you're a group of 10 riders and the first rider crosses a certain waypoint, and that group of guys follows him within 15 seconds, they'll all get the same time bonus. So it's pretty straightforward now, but it does help. And if you can catch up to the leading group, obviously it's a race. Everybody wants to be within the 15 seconds of the first rider, so you can all get a time bonus. But at least the bonuses aren't too big that you'll lose out too much if you don't get that bonus. So it is fun riding in a group. I've done it a couple of times this first week, and it's always good. If you make a mistake, the guy behind you picks up the pieces and carries on leading out until you've regrouped and got some concentration back, and then you can send it out front again into the middle of nowhere, hoping you're gonna get it right.
Ross, tell me, say, with regards to like opening the road and even within riding in a group and that, how easy is it to manage the gap with the guys that you're competing with at the front end?
This week we haven't been trying to manage anything. We've just been trying to manage the mistakes rather than trying to manage the time differences. So, we obviously keep a close eye on the competitors. When you get to the refuel, you can see how many minutes before they started before you, and obviously how far you are behind. So you can kind of try and manage the race and see if you're doing a good pace. But at the moment, we're just trying to manage the mistakes, manage the navigation, make sure we don't put a foot wrong because everybody's going so fast. So it's really difficult, if they start gapping you like they did in the empty quarter now, they started pulling a bit of a gap. It was really difficult to get that time back. So, we're just focusing on not losing time instead of trying to gain time on the guys. And it seems to be working okay. I'm not under too much pressure at the moment. So, yeah, we'll just take it as it comes. Really, it's not a secret. There's no strategy of win this day or lose that day. It's just basically take the race as it comes, kilometer by kilometer and day by day. You need another 3,000 kilometers to win the race. You need 1 kilometer to throw it all away and end your Dakar hopes. So we just got to make sure we stay focused and stay clever.
What was it like on the Chrono stage? First time bikes have done such a big stage, and what was the camping and dinner arrangements like?
The stage itself was absolutely insane. I still don't know how the guys actually all finished that. It was 513 Ks of dunes only, and believe me, it was, when I say it was hard, it was probably the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, and just happy to get through it, really. The camping side of things was absolutely amazing. It brought back the old adventure style of Dakar, but the racing was a bit too much in my eyes. I think it was it just put so much pressure on the bikes. I mean, some of the guys had melted boots. The bikes were getting so hot, so there was a lot going on in those 2 days. But going back to the camping side, it was so much fun. There was 10 of us in one bivouac that made it to bivouac F or whatever it was, and we had a good time. We made a little fire. We told some campfire stories, all sitting in our underpants and our racing shirts, and we got a tent and a sleeping bag, and that's it. No mattress, no nothing. So it was insane, but it was good fun. And obviously we had 120 Ks the next day to get to the finish. And then we had a day and a half of rest, and yeah, well needed rest, that's for sure.
What do you do today? I mean, clearly, apart from talk to us and probably the rest of the world's media, what else do you get up to today?
Well, today is an interesting day. Everybody thinks it's a bit of a rest day, but it's actually pretty hard. We've got to prepare all our gear and all our goggles and helmets and boots and everything for the next week. It's quite tough, making sure that you're ready. Prepare all your lunch packs, prepare all your nutritional stuff. So it's a really busy day, and the media side of things is also crazy. And then obviously we've got to have a team meeting this evening to make sure that we know what's coming this next week, and see if we can iron out a couple of things that we made mistakes with this past week. So it's a really busy day, and I think most riders are happy to get back on the bike tomorrow. But yeah, it's a nice day, and it's what Dakar's about. You get to speak to all the other competitors. Everybody talks about their race in the past week, and see how everybody else's race was. We've got so many South Africans and Africans in the field this year, so we haven't been able to spend much time together, only in the evening. So now we get together, have a lunch, and talk some cuck for a while.
So now going into the final week, because now it's like basically where it all comes together and where it all matters, and that strategy obviously changes for you guys. Ned, looking at the stages coming up, is there anything that you've earmarked where you think this is where we can pull a gap and put pressure on the other guys?
Yeah, the second week is full of challenges from what we believe, and from a couple of the guys talking around here. Stage 7 is going to be really, really tough. Stage 9 and 11 is going to be extremely hard. So you can't drop the ball. You just got to keep on going. We don't have a strategy to try win stages or to try fall back on stages. We just got to try keep the wheels turning. Stay in one piece, and let the race just unfold as it is. Obviously, on a day-to-day basis, we will touch base with the manager and check what we need to do, see where we lie in, and if we need to push the next day or to relax a little bit. But we definitely don't want to be opening on stage 7, stage 9, or stage 11. So at the moment, our strategy is kind of working. If we do okay tomorrow, then stage 8 is a transfer stage, so it should be relatively simple. But that's Dakar for you. They can catch you out on a stage where they'll put out some information, and you can interpret that information the completely wrong way that they are putting it out there. So we just got to keep our eyes on the goal, and that's to get to the finish line. If we get to the finish line in a good piece and in one piece, we should be okay, and a decent result.
Is there any type of condition that you prefer to ride? So I mean, we've had dunes, we've had rocks, we've had slow stages, fast stages. Is there somewhere where you feel you've got an advantage over your competitors?
Too much to my surprise, and I think to most of the people that know me, I actually preferred the rocks, and I would never ever say that in my lifetime before. Like, oh, Ross is okay in the rocks. Stage 1 was interesting, and I really enjoyed it. It was more of like a racing style from back home, and obviously the national scene that we do it back home, it suited my style. It was really fast. Lots of lurkers in lots of places, but I enjoyed it, and I thought that I'd enjoy the dunes a lot more than I did, but I didn't. I think the stage was so long and so tough on the bike that there's so many things going through your head. It was not just racing your motorcycle, it was trying to not jump off a dune to hurt yourself, trying to manage the motorcycle, trying to manage the heat of the bike, trying to find some good smoother lines so you don't burn the clutch out. There were so many things and so much pressure for those 2 days. It was actually crazy. So I enjoyed stage 1. I enjoyed the faster stuff. Obviously, the stages this year have been much longer, always 400 plus kilometers, and that's a long time trying to navigate at that speed. And it's been tough on the bike, tough on the body, tough on the mentality with the navigational side. But I'm enjoying the rally all in all. It's been a long one, but it's been a really cool one, and just happy to be in it at the halfway mark, to tell you the honest truth. It's claimed a lot of guys, claimed a lot of riders that we thought that would be at the top and fighting for the win. So just in one piece, bikes in one piece, so we're in a good place.
And the toll on your body, you spoke a lot about the bikes. I haven't seen you this fit looking and strong looking and focused looking in any of the Dakars. So all of that hard work and training has paid off, and Branch's body is strong.
Yeah, I'm feeling like $1,000,000. Obviously the 2-day marathon stage took a toll on me, but I'm feeling really strong, and I've been working hard. I've put everything into this year, the whole year, just focusing on Dakar and just trying to learn. I've made some stupid mistakes in the past couple of years at rally, and just trying to learn from those mistakes and not be repetitive and do some stupid things. So yeah, day 3 was a bit of an eye-opener for me. I went back to the old Rossi and throwing the bike down the road at 160 k's an hour and breaking everything. So just got to try and not do that anymore. Would be good. But otherwise, the body's feeling good. I'm feeling strong. And I think the main thing is I'm really going out and just enjoying my ride on the bike. Even the 580k liaison stage that we had, I just had fun. Put some music in, hit some good tunes, and just enjoying my time here. I'm lucky to be here, and I've just got to make the most of it and enjoy every second, which is what I'm doing. And I think that's keeping the ball going and keeping the wheels turning.
Living the dream.
Exactly.
Ross, I just want to check because you're going through now like how tough the stages have been, and you've with the dunes that it was really tricky in that. Every write-up or every preview of every round, they say the navigation is very tricky. It's going to catch a few riders out, and we've seen a lot of guys get penalised because of navigation. Have you found the navigation to be more tricky than previous Dakar stages or rounds?
Definitely. Like I say, all around, this has been the hardest Dakar I've done for sure. The navigation, they're trying to make really tricky to slow you down a little bit and to try and slow the whole race down a little bit, and it's working. It is slowing it down a little bit, not too much, but it is definitely, you have to focus a lot more. Even when I started 18th, on the first day there was the navigation was super tough, and you have to navigate. And normally when you start outside the top 10, you can kind of follow lines and race really hard. So it just shows that they are throwing everything they have at you. They want to get us lost. They want to make sure that we make mistakes. We've never had a waypoint called a WPC, which is a really small waypoint that only opens at 90 meters. So they're throwing that in the dunes where they've never had that before. So you have to be really spot on with your navigation and the cap headings to get those waypoints. And it's, yesterday I was saying to the guys, we had the biggest day of penalties. There was 129 penalties, and that's for overspeeding and missing waypoints. And I've never seen that in my 5 or 6 Dakars. So, yeah, they are trying to catch you out. They are trying to throw a couple of curveballs in, and it's not easy sailing, that's for sure. And normally, the first half of the stage would be relatively tough, and in the second half, they'd ease up a little bit to try and just get the guys to relax and focus a little bit more. But now it's been 480 Ks of really, really tough navigation of over 170, 180 waypoints that we have to find. Everyone back home only sees 6 or 7 when we cross them, but there's 180 of them, and it's extremely tough to find at this year's one. So you gotta be awake, and I'm not the best navigator for sure by a mile, but I've learned a lot this year, and just giving it my best, and also hoping for the best.
With regards to because it's a couple of penalties that come up quite consistently on our show, and that for speeding, it's the most mind-boggling for someone like myself. Can you explain what the ruling is on the speeding? Because I feel like if you're racing, you go flat out, but now to be penalized for speeding and racing is it just throws me off completely.
Yeah, it throws me off completely too. There's two types of speeding. You can either get one from maximum overspeed, that's going over 160. Obviously, the bikes are limited to 160 k's an hour now, and so that's the one penalty. So if you do 161, you get a penalty, and that's it can be anywhere from 10 seconds to 6 minutes. And then throughout the stage, sure, they take us on such long distances. So over 400 kilometers, the desert is not that empty. You do go through some rural areas and some places where you do need to put the brakes on and slow down because you're going through some villages. And they'll often put a speed limit in there. So you'll have a speed limit of 30 or 50 k's an hour. And, going from 160 k's an hour on a gravel road to 30 k's an hour, you obviously, as you hear a beeping warning that you're going over speed, you've got to get on the brakes, and you only have 90 meters to slow down. And doing 160 to 30, there's no way you can stop in time. So, you've got to definitely slow down, and it takes a lot of time to try and get the brakes on by then. So a lot of the speeding penalties are from sliding into a zone or going on the gas a little bit too early before the exit of the zone. So yeah.
Well, I'm just looking. You've only got 1 minute penalty. Keep it that way. Keep it nice and clean, Ross.
Yeah, it's a tough one. It's really hard to try and keep the speed limit in a race, because especially if you're chasing somebody into dust or something like that, if you're not looking at the road book, you're not focused, those speed zones come up in a hurry and they can catch you by surprise. And unfortunately, that's what happened with my 1 minute. But it is what it is. You can't dwell on it. You gotta pick yourself up and just carry on and forget about that, because there's no ways you're gonna get that 1 minute back. And it sticks with you for the whole stage. So if you're gonna make a speeding penalty, make it at the end of the stage so you don't think about it.
Ross Branch, it's been an absolute privilege talking with you this morning. Thank you very much for taking time out of your day. Keep that laugh going. It is the most infectious laugh of all of the people we talk to. It's absolutely magnificent. And all the very best in speed and safety and fun for the rest of the race.
Thank you guys so much, and thank you for keeping
Awesome.
everyone back home up to date. I really appreciate it, and hopefully the next week is as good as the last week, and we'll just keep the wheels turning and see you guys back home on African soil soon.
It'd be lovely. Thanks again, Ross.
Thanks, man.
Thank
Cheers.
you guys. Bye-bye.
Cheers. But what a privilege that infectious laugh.
What a super cool guy. You know what I mean? You would never say that he's a front and main contender going into the final week of Dakar. He is super chilled, super relaxed, but what a cool guy.
He's the meat in a Honda sandwich at the moment, 51 seconds behind. Oh, it's going to be a lovely next week.
The lone hero, hey? But super cool that Hero's putting all their resources into him. So, I mean, every guy that was there, I mean, I'm pretty sure the workload's exactly the same. But, it's cool that they're putting it all behind Ross. So, I mean, he's got a great chance now with the resources that he has.
I think the whole of South Africa is behind Ross Branch. Southern Africa. All of us. Thank you very much for watching. Second week of Dakar beckons. Cheers.